Welcome, everybody, to the proverbial calm before the storm. Many of our fall sports student-athletes have reported to campus and are beginning their practices in preparations for the upcoming fall seasons. And today, we are going to give you a little taste of our upcoming men's soccer campaign as we cover the Men's Soccer Media Day for you here. My name is Scott Cordischi. So glad that you could be with us. We're excited to let you know about the 2023 Bears and what the upcoming season might hold. We'll be joined by Chase Wildman, their head coach, along with assistants Andy Parker and Scott Bratt. We'll also talk to a couple of student athletes, guys that, in my opinion, might be members of the all-name team in the Ivy League. Kojo Dadzi and Jamin Go-Go Peters will be our guest. We'll take a look at some of the key matches on the Bears' schedule this season. But first things first, why don't we take a look back at the 2022 campaign for the Bears? And it was Chase Wildman's first year as head coach of the Brown men's soccer program. In year one, I think it went pretty well for the Bears, all things considered, on the pitch. They were 5-2-1 in their first 8 matches of the season, with some terrific wins over Providence College, right here against UMass Lowell. They defeated Central Connecticut State University, Siena, and Northeastern. In fact, that hot start to the season also included a 1-0 win at Boston College, an ACC team. The overall record you see right there, 8-6-3. The Bears, they struggled a little bit in league play, 0-4-3, and lost a lot of close ones, unfortunately. But the foundation, again, set for this Brown men's soccer team as we look ahead towards the 2023 season. And you see right there, 1.06 goals against average, thanks in large part to a terrific first-year goalkeeper in Henrik Viper. He was terrific between the pipes. Award winners from a year ago, there was only one, but boy, he had a heck of a season. Jamin Go-Go Peters was named second team All-Ivy. He had 7 goals, 1 assist for a total of 15 points to lead the team. And he is just one of the many players that Chase Wildman is building this thing around here at Brown University. So congratulations to Jamin on a great year, and we are looking forward to 3 more terrific years on the pitch for that young man. Now, taking a look ahead toward the 2023 season, it should be an exciting one for the Bears, who bring in a very talented recruiting class. In fact, it is ranked 30th by Top Draw Soccer. So 8 newcomers joining the Bears. But let's take a look at some of the key returners and some of the key losses from last year. Jamin Go-Go Peters, Kojo Dadzi, Scott Gustafson, who had an assist in the win over Hartford. Charlie Adams, the senior, he had goals against UMass Lowell and Hartford last year. The key losses, you see right there, all in the back line: Owen Schwartz, Zach Lawal, and Michael Chung. So that'll be interesting to watch how things unfold in front of Henrik Viper, the Bears goalkeeper. And as we transition now to taking a look at some of the key games for the Bears coming up in 2023, they've got some key games here in the month of September. You see right there, you got UMass, you've got Fairfield, Sacred Heart, and then they have back-to-back home matches on September the 16th and 19th against the Bryant Bulldogs and the Providence College Friars, a couple of interstate rivals there. And then, of course, later on in the month of October, the Bears will host defending Ivy League champion Penn in a match that will take place at Stevenson-Pinson's Field on October the 14th. You see right there, Providence, Columbia, Stonehill all coming to town before that big matchup with the defending league champion Penn Quakers on October the 14th. So it'll be an interesting home schedule. Dartmouth will close it out before the Ivy tournament. Of course, the top 4 men's soccer teams will make it to the Ivy postseason tournament. Of course, the number 1 seed will host that tournament, and Chase Wildman hoping the Bears can be that number 1 seed, but I think the goal really get into the top 4. Can you make it to the top 4? Can you get to that Ivy tournament? And then it's anything goes. 2 games to win an Ivy championship. Should be an interesting 2023 campaign for the team, and we're looking forward to it. We're going to take a break right now, and when we come back, we will be joined by Chase Wildman along with Andy Parker and Scott Bratt of the Bears men's soccer coaching staff. You're watching live coverage of Brown Men's Soccer Media Day, and we're back with more right after this.
We are the change makers, the rebels, the champions. To be a Bear is to possess brains and brawn. To be a Bear is to have an insatiable hunger to win. In sports, and in life. We are indomitable, unshakable, and unstoppable. We don't just play the game, we change it. Our style is not for everyone. We buck the status quo, we push the boundaries, we think and play outside the box. We are innovators, trailblazers, and leaders. We take our work seriously with unparalleled focus, unmatched humility, and unequaled joy. We are an uplifting community that empowers self-discovery in a way that makes everyone better. All on a campus that exhibits an inspiring spirit of creativity and collaboration. We are the Brown Bears, ever reaching, ever curious, ever resilient, ever true. Together, we roar.
Welcome back to our coverage of Brown Men's Soccer Media Day. I'm your host, Scott Cordischi. Glad you could join us. Time right now to talk to the coaching staff for this year's team. And we have to my immediate right our second-year head coach, Chase Wildman. Chase, how are you?
Doing great.
Well, thank you for joining us. We have a new assistant coach with us, Scott Bratt, in his first year here at Brown. Scott, welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And thank you for joining us. And to your right, we have the veteran of the staff, if you will, Andy Parker. Andy, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having us.
Doing great. Well, thank you for joining us. Coach, let's get your perspective first. Year one under your belt. Not sure what your goal or goals were coming in, but obviously a new coach every time wants to establish his way of doing things, establish a culture within the program. I mean, we could look at the record, 8-6-3, but from your perspective, was year one a success?
Absolutely. I think it's a real positive sign that, you know, some guys are disappointed with how we maybe finished the season and maybe not, you know, winning a game in the Ivy League. But I think when you step back and you have perspective, it was our first winning season in the last four, and for me, that's kind of the bare minimum. So we've kind of, like you said, established a culture. We've kind of set the expectations, changed a lot of things just in terms of organizationally and how we do things and scheduling, and I feel like we're in a really good spot now to kind of, you know, continue on with the momentum that we have. And again, now the expectation, the standard is to, you know, become a winning program again. And again, we haven't had back-to-back winning seasons in the last 10. So, you know, let's continue that momentum and continue to keep building.
And some great out-of-conference wins last year at Providence, at Boston College, home against Siena, home against Northeastern. Those were all quality wins.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it shows that on our day last season, we could play with anyone, we could beat anyone, and you know, there were other games that, you know, we were close that maybe got away from us, but the positive again is I don't, other than maybe one or two results, I don't think we were far off in any of the games that we played. So, you know, we're right there. Now we just got to find a way to continue to, you know, get results and continue to improve.
Andy, you're now in your third year here, and so you've obviously seen the transition. I'm curious from your perspective how it went, and you know, you're someone who knows what it's like to have success or be a part of a successful program. You enjoyed that at UConn.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to see these guys grow and mature, not just as players, but as people in terms of their habits and wanting to be successful in everything that they do, and, you know, really taking that next step to become a consistent winning program and a championship level program. So it's fun to see their growth from my first year through my third year.
Scott, for you, again, we talk about success and you talk about a turnaround. You most recently were at Colgate and witnessed quite a heck of a turnaround. I'm curious, you know, what were some of the key elements that went into that, and how can you bring that here to Brown? You had a team that was 0-18 and then went to 7-4-7. I mean, that's a gigantic turnaround in a matter of 1 year's time.
Yeah, and you know, it was a really great journey to be part of, and I think that, you know, it was going to take a special job for me to leave that team, and you know, we'd built a really close relationship between the coaching staff, but also between us and the players. And I think that dynamic where everybody believes in each other and believes in a common goal was ultimately the big thing that helped the turnaround at Colgate. And I think that team's going to go on and do great stuff going forward. But yeah, it was definitely an aspect of getting everyone to be on the same page. If you can do that and you can bring in some good recruits and you can have that team culture where everybody's kind of really excited and has that really positive energy, then great things can be achieved. And I think soccer is one of those sports where you can progress pretty quickly if you get the right people in the right environment. And that's what we managed to do at Colgate. And that's also what excites me about coming here to Brown, is that had that similar trajectory, and the building blocks are already in place, and I think it's going to line up for a really exciting season for us.
So you partially answered my next question. You have some familiarity with the Ivy League. You spent a couple of seasons, 2018-19, with Cornell. You've also coached professionally in England. What made this the right spot for you at this point in your career?
Well, I love the collegiate game. I think that it offers a really well-rounded and kind of a unique perspective in soccer, somewhere that you don't get anywhere else in the world. And to be able to coach in the Ivy League with some really incredibly intelligent and characteristic human beings that are going to go on to great things in life, just through their kind of initiative and their hard work that's got them to this stage, to be able to coach those guys. And the Ivy League is a really, really competitive league this year. So from all aspects of coaching, the social side of things, the soccer side of things, and being in a great environment, it ticks a lot of boxes here, and it's a really exciting opportunity. When I speak to recruits, I feel like I'm a recruit myself, because I kind of went through that process recently, and it's I'm massively excited, and it's a great place to be.
Coach, as you all know, great players make coaches look good, right? The key is you have to get those great players. Your incoming recruiting class has been ranked pretty highly, so it seems like you've been able to get out on the road with your staff and recruit some top-level talent here to Brown. I know games aren't played on paper, right? But having said that, are you happy with the way things have gone thus far on the recruiting trail?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. For me, Brown, anytime that we're in a recruiting conversation, we're getting really good interest and really good feedback. And I think people in general like to feel part of maybe, turning something around, being part of a journey to get a program back to where, it used to be. And so I think that message is really kind of resonating. And one thing that we talk about a lot is, do you want to jump on the train or do you want to push the train? And we're a program right now that we want people here that want to push the train, and again help us continue this evolution. And we don't want just people that to come here and just hop on the train and continue in the trend that we've been on. So we want people here that want to work and want to get better and want to improve and ultimately be part of a team that's going places. And I think people are loving that aspect of our program and how they can be part of something great now, but also in the future as well.
So I've talked to you about this in the past. You've had success pretty much everywhere you've been, as a student athlete, as a player at SMU, as an assistant at Dartmouth, as an assistant and recruiting coordinator at Kentucky, and now trying to bring that here. I guess, what are the key elements to having success in this sport? We just talked about the recruiting aspect. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it, but I'm sure there's other things involved, right? You're not just looking for the best talent, maybe the right fit for your program, maybe the type of work ethic you're looking for. What are some of the things that go into having success at this level?
Well, all the things you said. I mean, it's not a it's not like a magic potion where you just kind of have all the answers all the time. I think a lot of times it's gut instinct and relationships between recruits and between the current players that we have in the team. And for me, that always go back to three things: is you need a really good training environment, which we definitely pride ourselves in that, and making sure that we're very professional in how we prepare for games and prepare for training. I think that obviously you got to have talent, and that's recruiting, but also nowadays you have to recruit the players that are on your team to make sure that they're doing well and still improving. And then the last piece is just making sure that you're all kind of heading in the right direction, and you have a plan and you have an organization. And I feel like if you get those three kind of aspects right, then you're on your way. But also in our game, I would say a fourth kind of piece is you need a little bit of luck.
Sure.
A ball bounces here or there, and you win a game, you lose a game. But I think if you get those three things right, then you're heading in the right direction. More often than not, you'll get that luck, and that's the fine margins in our game, but in sport in general. And again, you go back to last season, and a couple of things here or there, and all of a sudden, we potentially could have been in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
So, that the margins are small.
Andy, obviously, Brown University kind of recruits itself, right? I mean, it's nationally known. It's got a great reputation. How about the Center for Soccer and Lacrosse, having the facility that we have? Does that help? Is that something that, recruits look at and say, hey, yeah, it's pretty nice?
Yeah, it's an amazing facility, and we're definitely very lucky to have it. It's nice for our program to have a home, between the offices, the locker room, the athletic training room, and having everything in one spot makes it very professional. You go to professional training facilities and everything's right there. You're not walking halfway across campus to do this, to do that. Everything's in one spot, and that's what makes it a first-class facility for us.
You had a lot of guys that contributed last year at a high level. I mean, Jamin, Kojo, Kyle, Scott, Charlie. You had a freshman goalkeeper that was terrific, and Viper. As you look ahead toward this season, Coach, just give me your thoughts on what the ceiling is for this team, what your expectations are for this team.
I mean, again, the expectations are continue to, evolve, get better, have a winning record, continue that trend. For me, I don't love to kind of single out players. I like to focus more on the team, and we have 30 guys on the roster this season, and I think we have an amazing mix of talent. We have great leadership. We have guys in between that are growing and getting better. So I think the possibilities are wide open for us, and I don't mind maybe being a little under the radar, and maybe not very many people think that we can do anything. So we kind of thrived in that last year, and I think we're still kind of in that process of turning things around. But for me, we have all the kind of ingredients to again continue that trend, and then in our game anything can happen. So we just get some momentum, we get some results on the board, and then kind of take it from there. But in the end, let's just continue on the evolution of building standards, building our culture, and then again, bare minimum is we're a consistent winning program.
September 1st is going to get here fast, that opener against UMass. Guys, thanks for joining us, and good luck not just against the Minutemen, but for the entire season. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, the Brown coaching staff joining us. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll let you know how you can get your hands on tickets to this year's Brown men's soccer games. We'll do that when we come back, right after this.
Another beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Southern New England. Firing deep down the left side, has a man open, caught, touchdown, Graham Walker. And he is going to be dropped in the backfield. Fires to the end zone, caught, touchdown. He breaks loose, touchdown. Wow. The local kid, Nate Lucier, breaks in for the Bears and puts them on.
Welcome back to our Media Day coverage of Brown men's soccer. I'm your host, Scott Cordischi. Glad you could join us. It will not be long before the Bears open up the 2023 season. They'll do it at home September the 1st against the UMass Minutemen. How can you get your hands on Brown men's soccer tickets? Let's take a look. Season tickets are now on sale at brownbears.com/tickets, and you can get Brown men's soccer season tickets for as low as $35 a piece. What a great deal that is. So check it out for yourself, brownbears.com/tickets. And there will be many promotions to take advantage of as well on the home schedule this year, starting with that season opener against UMass on September the 1st. It'll be high school night. High school teams will be able to submit their roster and receive complimentary tickets for coaches and players. Rosters can be submitted to athletictickets@brown.edu, and the deadline for that is August the 24th at 3 p.m. On September the 4th against Fairfield, the Bears' second home match of the season. It'll be Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day. The Sacred Heart matchup will feature actually no promotion in that one, but that'll be the preview to their next home match, which features interstate rival Bryant, and that will feature a promotion of Youth Day. There will be a kids zone consisting of an inflatable obstacle course, lawn games, and much more. It'll be open to kids 1 hour prior to kickoff until the conclusion of halftime. It'll also be RIFC, Rhode Island Football Club Day, special celebrations of Rhode Island's newest soccer team throughout the game, and we'll have more details on that as the date for that game gets closer. Flipping ahead to our next slate of home games, on September the 19th, the Providence Friars, another interstate clash here at Stevenson-Pinson's Field. It'll be Taco Tuesday. Bruno Eats, the food truck of the Brown Dining Services, will be at the game to offer taco options. They'll accept student swipes as well as cash and credit, and also a faculty staff appreciation game as well. On the 23rd of September, the Columbia Lions come to town for the Ivy opener, and that will be Cub Club Day. All Cub Club members will receive free admission. Limited in-game opportunities will be available. Details soon. And for more information on how you can sign your child up for Bruno's Cub Club, you can go to brownbears.com/Cub Club. October the 3rd, Stonehill comes to town. It'll be a $2 Tuesday. All tickets, just $2 for that game. What a deal. October the 14th, the defending Ivy champs, the Penn Quakers, come to town. Breast Cancer Awareness Day for that Penn game. It's also Family Weekend. Discounted tickets will be available for Brown community members. And then October the 28th, the final home game for the Bears. Of course, that will be Senior Day, where the seniors on the team will be recognized, and Alumni Day as well before the Ivy tournament. And I did fail to mention completely, but Bruno's Cub Club, if you want to take advantage of that, it's a great deal. For just $50, you can get a VIP membership. Normal membership is available for free. Let me tell you what the standard membership includes. Free admission to select games, a birthday card from Bruno, and a monthly Cub Club newsletter. But that VIP membership, you get a whole lot more. Admission to all regular season home games. 50% off football and basketball season tickets for parents or guardians. 50% off a Bear Paw Pass for parents or guardians, which gives you access to all Brown athletic events. Exclusive in-game opportunities, video board features, a backpack, a t-shirt, a beanie, ticket vouchers to bring family and friends to the games, birthday card from Bruno, and a monthly Cub Club newsletter. If you want to sign up, do it today at brownbears.com/Cub Club. All right, when we come back, we'll be joined by a couple of players for this year's Brown men's soccer program. Ike and Keegan will be our guest when we continue with our coverage of Men's Soccer Media Day right after this.
We are the change makers, the rebels, the champions. To be a bear is to possess brains and brawn. To be a bear is to have an insatiable hunger to win, in sports and in life. We are indomitable, unshakable, and unstoppable. We don't just play the game, we change it. Our style is not for everyone. We buck the status quo, we push the boundaries, we think and play outside the box. We are innovators, trailblazers, and leaders. We take our work seriously with unparalleled focus, unmatched humility, and unequaled joy. We're an uplifting community that empowers self-discovery in a way that makes everyone better. All on a campus that exhibits an inspiring spirit of creativity and collaboration. We are the Brown Bears, ever reaching, ever curious, ever resilient, ever true. Together, we roar.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of our media days. Brown men's soccer in the spotlight right now, and we're happy to be joined by a pair of players from this year's team. We have an incoming freshman joining us. Ike, is it Duffy, or how do I pronounce the last
Duffy, yes, sir.
Duffy. I got it right.
Yes,
Ike, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Brown University. Welcome to Brown men's soccer.
Thank you.
All right, and we also have with us a junior Keegan Walpole. Keegan, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing great. Well, thank you both for joining us. Keegan, I'm going to start with you. You're entering your junior year.
Yep.
Last year was year one under Coach Wildman. Obviously, he was trying to establish his own culture and way of doing things. How did things go from your perspective?
I think we had a great out-of-conference season. We beat some big-name teams like Providence College and Boston College. I think in the Ivy League we struggled a bit. But, however, with that being said, we definitely developed tactically, and as a team we definitely formed a bunch of on-field relationships, which definitely helped us out. It helped the performance and kind of led our way out of the season.
And I would agree. 4-3 is not where you want to be in league play, but in fairness, you lost some close matches as well.
Yes.
So you're this close to maybe turning those things around. In your eyes, what would be some of the keys for this year's team to turn some of those either draws or close losses into wins?
I think with the incoming freshman class, their background, I think those guys are going to come in and step in. Guys like Ike come in and step in and play right away. I think that they'll definitely help out a lot with the new additions, and I think a lot of the guys playing over the summer, developing their skills, honing in on their craft, I think that'll definitely come into fruition throughout the season, and we'll see a lot of positive emotions and a lot of positive results this season. So I'm looking forward to it.
Ike, no pressure. Keegan says with this talented freshman class, we're ready to go. But seriously, your class has been ranked very highly. In fact, you were the 59th ranked recruit in the country, according to some publications. Let me ask you this question first and foremost. Why Brown? What made you choose Brown over, I'm sure, the other options that were available to you?
Yes, sir. There was a lot of options, but, obviously with Brown, academically, they're one of the best schools in the whole nation. So that was also a big reason why. But also another one was that, I came over my visit with Coach Chase, or Coach Wilman, and, he made me feel like I was welcomed here. I met some of the players, and, they also made me feel like if I go here, I can get the best of both worlds, soccer-wise and also academics. So, I talked it over with my family. We looked at all the little factors, but at the end of the day, as soon as I left my visit from Brown, I knew it's the right school to go to.
You're from Missouri City, Texas, correct?
Yes, sir.
Ever been to the Northeast before?
No, I have not.
What do you think in your short time here so far?
Weather is different for sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot more rain, a lot more cold here. I can't wait for the winter. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, the city, Providence is a beautiful city. A lot of nature, a lot of things that you don't have down south.
Yeah.
I've experienced a whole. Me specifically, man, I've seen trees all over the place. I barely see trees from in Texas, so it's a beautiful city. I'm excited to be here for a long, long, long time.
So the man sitting to your left is a member of the ROTC program,
Yep.
and I have to ask you this question. Time management is always a challenge for student athletes because when you're a student at a tough academic school like
Yep.
Brown University, that in itself is challenging. Add to that, you're a full-time student athlete. It's like having a full-time job. You also have ROTC.
Yes.
How do you manage your time?
So those commitments, working with Coach Wildman and working with my cadre as well, definitely. Without those guys, without Coach Wildman and my cadre, I wouldn't be able to do both of those. So they're definitely very flexible and understanding of my schedule. So it definitely helps with my time management. And then, I guess off the pitch, it's more so managing schoolwork and then managing kind of staying healthy as well. So I think setting up a schedule is what I try and do on a daily. Write a few things down on a sticky note and trying to achieve those goals. Homework, whatever it may be, projects in advance. That definitely helps. I think keeping tangible notes is probably the most important thing for time management for me, and that definitely helps out.
You must be a very disciplined person.
Some would say, yeah.
So at your first year, I think you played in 6 games. Last year in 9. Is your hope to earn more playing time this year as a junior?
I would love to, yes. That's always the main goal as a player, but I mean, it's just me. It's kind of working hard, kind of honing in on my craft, focusing on the skills that I need to develop, and hopefully, this year I'll get there and play even more.
Ike, how about you? What are your expectations for yourself individually coming in? Are you just looking to kind of learn the whole time management thing between academics and athletics and just do what you can to help the program? Or are you coming in with the attitude, look, I feel like I can help this team right away?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both, I think that, on the field I know what I can do, and off the field I know what I can do too. So, obviously coming in, we already have great players here, like amazing players. Out of conference, we like Keegan said, we did pretty good. So I think whatever Coach Bowman wants me to do, whether it's being a role off the bench, whether it's going into the starting lineup, anything, I'm just gonna be ready for anything. To be there, play the game that I play, make an impact on the field.
This is a program that's rich in tradition and winning tradition.
Yes,
and granted it a couple of down seasons, yeah. Coach Wildman comes in and we see what he's capable of in year 1. He's laying the foundation for what we all believe is going to be future success.
Yes,
exciting to be in on the ground level of that?
Yes, great, like over the moon.
Yeah.
I think he obviously came from a winning program, so he's adding that mentality to us as we go on. So that's also a big reason why I came, because him being a coach that wants to win, wants to get us back to the level we were before and go up to the future. So yeah,
Keegan coaches won everywhere he's been, right? As a student athlete at SMU, at Dartmouth as an assistant, at Kentucky as an assistant, and now here. What was your initial, I guess, impression or vibe that you got from him when he took over this program last year?
Yeah, definitely. He has a ton of experience, a ton of great experience, and when he first came in, it was definitely complete change from what we had in the fall. We didn't have a great season my freshman fall. It wasn't enjoyable. He came in, took over in the spring. We absolutely loved it. It was great. I honestly couldn't have imagined a better coach to come in, and I'm grateful to say that he's my coach now, and going forward for these next 2 years, I'm looking forward to spending them with him.
What's it like these couple of weeks getting ready for the opener against UMass? It must be fun, and this is your first experience, so you have nothing to compare it to, but you don't have to worry about classes. It's just hanging out with the guys and practice, and that's it. There has to be something fun about that.
Yes, sir, for sure. It's really fun, I got to, I came in here really nervous, I won't lie, because, I didn't know what to expect. Like you said, it's my first time with this, but I came in and all the guys were super welcoming, From the time I got to the airports, like, even today, always asking me how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, if I need anything from like the store, anything. So like it's been really funny. Obviously, UMass is like the goal now. This is the first day today, and tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
Just keep on building and building and building, getting better and better.
All right. Well, enjoy your time here. Enjoy freshman orientation. You'll have fun with that. And thank you for your service, and good luck to both of you this upcoming season.
It was a pleasure speaking with you, Scott.
All right. Keegan and Ike, our guests. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by a couple of their teammates. Jamin Gogo Peters and Coach Joe Dadsey will be our guest when we continue right after this. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of Brown Men's Soccer Media Day. I'm your host, Scott Cordischi. Glad you could join us. We're happy to be joined right now by a couple of guys from the Pacific Northwest, so they're probably used to the showers and rain we've had here the past couple of days. To my far right, we have a sophomore from Forest Grove, Oregon, Jamin Gogo Peters. Jamin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. And to my immediate right, we have a senior from Redmond, Washington, Kojo Dadsey. Kojo, how you doing?
Doing well, Scott. Thank you.
All right, guys. Excited for the start of another season?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? What did you do this summer? Were either of you here? Did you go home? Did you have internships, jobs? What'd you do this summer?
Over the summer, I played with the USL2 team mostly, and kind of just trying to get games and everything, stay fit, and then mostly, yeah, that was pretty much it, and then just relaxed. So.
How about you?
Yeah, pretty much similar, just mostly focusing on soccer. I actually got to play in the same league as Jamin, so that was a good time.
Yeah.
Played each other a couple times, did a little jersey swap.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Nice.
So it was a great summer.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to ask you a similar question to what I'm going to ask the other guys as well, and that is, Year one under Coach Wildman, what was it like for the both of you? I mean, obviously you have something to compare it to more so than you, but what was it like?
Yeah, it was definitely different. It felt a lot more organized and professional, and like a lot more direction where we were going. A lot more organization. Overall, just a lot of improvements, and it was exactly what we asked for as a team. Us as a team, we talked in a meeting about what kind of coach we wanted to bring in and what type of mentality and character we wanted to have in the program, and I think Coach Wildman has checked off all those boxes, and it's been absolutely great for us. And so I'm really excited to get going forward, and it's a learning process for all of us and a growing process for all of us, but I feel like we're headed for good things this season and had an excellent last spring, so I'm really excited.
I know your intention is to finish as high as possible in the Ivy League, so last year's Ivy League record maybe not what you would hope for, but overall, from an outsider's perspective, I feel like last year was a success. I felt like a lot of good building blocks or foundation was laid for future success of the program.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Definitely, like, throughout the season, you could tell that as we kept going, you could see that we kept on getting better and we kept on bonding a lot. And especially in the spring is when we started to really pick things up and start to play the game we wanted to play.
7 goals, 1 assist, 15 points as a freshman. Don't know what your personal expectations were for yourself, but I feel like you had a pretty successful first year. How do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously those things that I got, those awards that I got, I feel like comes from a lot of the team as well. Like, obviously I'll take it with pride and with joy, but I mean, I tried my best. That's honestly, I just went out and played. I didn't really aim for anything. I just went out and played, and glad I got those, and maybe they'll help me later, but we'll see.
Any moments stand out for you? I mean, for me, down 2-0 to Princeton, you score a couple of goals to get the draw on that one. That had to be a highlight.
That was probably one of my 100%, yeah.
How about you, Kojo? I mean, last year 5-4-14 were your totals, and you had the game-winning goal at Boston College.
Yeah, that was definitely a goal I remember. Probably my favorite college goal so far, so that was great, and hoping to apply a little bit more. Competing with this guy, he pushes me, so should be in for a good season this fall. Lots of points between us, so I'm excited.
Do you guys set any goals, either individually or as a team, going into each season?
I think yeah, we do. As a team, we definitely want to win as many games as we can. We have a schedule that we feel like we can win a lot of games and make the tournament. And obviously with the Ivy League tournament, I think it's a goal to win the Ivy League every year you're playing in it. And this year, I think you are offered much more of an opportunity with the 4 teams making the playoff. And then obviously with RPI, and if we do well outside the Ivy League as well, I feel like we have a chance of making the tournament. I think we were closer than we thought we were last year to making the tournament, and so I think that's the next step.
Exciting to have an Ivy tournament, isn't it, right? Something to shoot for during the regular season. Mm-hmm. So is that the goal, get in the top 4?
Yeah.
Make it to that Ivy tournament?
For sure.
Yeah.
As high as we can be, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, looking forward to the opener against UMass. What's it like right now, the practice routine? What are you guys doing? You spending some time in the weight room, some time on the pitch? I mean, give us your daily routine before classes start.
Yeah, I mean, well, we haven't started, so this is our first day of official preseason.
Yeah. Okay.
But we've been hanging out a bit. We've had some guys back. A lot of us are living off campus, so we're getting to train and lift and use the facilities here, so that's been good. So usually we're doing 2 things a day, running or lifting, and then playing with the guys and just having a good time and enjoying each other's company. So it's been good. We've got to know the freshmen really well, and our team's coming together a lot. So
is this freshman class as good as advertised? I've read good things about it, but I don't know much about soccer recruiting, but by all accounts it looks like it's a pretty talented incoming class.
100%, for sure.
Yeah. Well, guys, good luck, not just against UMass in the opener on September 1st, but for the entire season. Look forward to seeing the Brown men's soccer team get after it.
Yes, thank you so much, Scott.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Scott.
Jamin Gogo Peters, Kojo Dadsey wrapping it up for us here in our coverage of Brown men's soccer media day. The Bears open up the season September the 1st at Stevenson Pinson's Field against the UMass Minutemen, so make sure you check them out. For season tickets to Brown men's soccer, go to brownbears.com/tickets. Season tickets start as low as $35 each. And that'll do it for us. My thanks to everybody for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.